Dear students, we have learned about vectors in our previous video. If not, you can watch that before you watching this video for better understanding. We have learned how vectors are added or subtracted. Now we need to know how vectors are multiplied. There are two types of multiplying vectors. One is dot product and another one is cross product. Dot product means if you multiply two vectors, the resultant will be scalar. That is, A is a vector and B is also a vector. If you multiply these two vectors, the resultant will be a scalar one. Right? That is, it has magnitude alone, not direction. You know, scalar product has magnitude only, right? So that is simply magnitude. We can say the answer will be number without direction. Clear? Cross product means if you multiply two vectors, the resultant will be vector, that is magnitude with direction. Suppose A is a vector, B is also a vector, right? If you make this as a cross product, then the resultant will be as a vector one, which means magnitude and direction. Clear? You may ask, why should we multiply vectors, and in which case we have to get scalar and in which case we have to get a vector? I will make you to understand through some example. In our daily life, we cross so many activities. In some cases, we concentrate only magnitude. See this example. If a person want to move this block, he is concentrating only on energy. How much amount of energy he is going to do for this work, right? How much amount of force he is going to give to this block, which means he don't bother about direction, because definitely the block will move along the direction of the force, right? So in this case we have concentrate much on magnitude only. I will explain you later. We are going to derive the condition how we are going to get a scalar. Clear? So see this example. That is in second case. In some cases we concentrate both magnitude and direction. Okay. For opening the bottle or tightening a screw or loosening the screw, we have to concentrate on direction. If you want to open the bottle, you should rotate your hand in anti-clockwise direction, right? Anti-clockwise direction. Hope you can understand and you can do by your own. If you want to close the bottle, you should rotate your hand in clockwise direction. Hope you can understand what I am saying. In this video, we are going to derive scalar product, which means we are going to get magnitude alone. In next video, we will see what is vector and how can we are going to multiply to get a resultant with magnitude and direction. Clear? I will continue the next sheet. Before we derive scalar product mathematically, we can understand through this example clearly. There is a huge block of mass m and we need to move this block from this position to this position. Clear? What we have to do and in which parameter we are going to concentrate, right? Okay, let us imagine your friend is trying to move this block, but he could not move this block. Why? Because the applied force is not greater than the restoring force. So the external force is less than the restoring force in your friend case, right? Now your turn. You are applying some force which is greater than the restoring force. What will happen? Definitely the block will move. Then what about the direction? Surely the block will move along the direction of your force. That is the force which you applied, right? So it is a nature, right? So in that case we are concentrating only on magnitude, not direction, because direction will be same as like your force direction. Why your friend could not move the block? Because he didn't apply more than the restoring force. Then what about your case? You applied greater than the restoring force. What I am trying to convey, you concentrating only on magnitude, not direction, because you know if you applied more force than the restoring force, definitely the block will move along your direction. That is the only possibility, right? What I am saying means if you apply force in this direction, the block will move along the direction of the force. If you apply greater than the restoring force, definitely the block will not move in this direction when you are applying the force in this direction. Like the block will not move in this direction, right? So we don't bother about direction here. That is nature. Okay, shall we derive a scalar product in mathematical form? The scalar product or a dot product of any two vectors A and B denoted as A dot B. Like if A is a vector, B is a vector, it is denoted like this, A dot B. The resultant will be a scalar one, right? The resultant is AB cos theta. It is a general form. A dot B, that is A vector dot B vector, is equal to AB cos theta. Modulus of A, in a sense, it gives only magnitude, right? Magnitude alone, without any direction. A is the magnitude, length of a vector A, right? In our previous video, we studied the length of the line segment indicates the magnitude of the vector. Okay, I repeat, it is a vector, it is B vector. From these two, which one is greater magnitude? A vector, that is A has greater magnitude because the length of the line segment is greater than the B vector, right? Okay, B is the magnitude of length of vector B, theta is the angle between A and B. Okay, see this diagram, this is A vector and this is B vector. Now B vector having two components, we are going to resolve it. Clear? I will continue in the next sheet. See this diagram. If you want to get a direction along the direction of the force which you applied, we should take dot product, right? The resultant should be in the same direction. Now I am going to resolve B into two components. So this is B vector, right? And this is my horizontal, that is my reference. It is theta. Okay, so I am going to assume the vertical. This is 90. Opposite of 90 degree should be a hypotenuse, right? So I am going to name it as X and my Y component is as Y. So if I take cos theta, the resultant is adjacent side by hypotenuse. In hypotenuse, B vector is there. Clear? So that B vector having two components, that's the thing we are resolving now. So B is equal to X is equal to B cos theta, right? So B cos theta will go in this direction, right? Then if we take sin theta is equal to opposite side Y, right? Opposite side by hypotenuse. Okay, so if it is Y, definitely this segment is also Y by hypotenuse. So Y is equal to B sin theta. Clear? But what is my our aim? To get the same direction. A is traveling in this direction, we want to get the B vector is also along the same direction, right? So if I mingle or I do a product B cos theta in the same direction. Clear? So A vector dot B vector is equal to AB cos theta. So in general, work is nothing but product of force into displacement. Product of force into displacement. Work is a scalar product, scalar quantity, but force is a vector quantity, displacement is also a vector quantity, right? So work is equal to F dot S, which is equal to Fs cos theta. Clear? Again the same example which you have seen already, I am going to explain this work also. the person is going to do some work here. He is going to move this block. So he applied some force on this block, and the block will move in the same direction. That is, it gets displaced, say some 5 centimeter, right? So force direction is like this, that is from left to right. The displacement is also in the same direction, that is along the direction of the force. Then what is theta? Both F and S are in the same direction, so theta is equal to 0. Now I am going to apply here Fs cos 0, which is equal to Fs 1, right? That is cos 0 is equal to 1. So I am going to get the maximum work. Clear? So work is a scalar quantity. Work is nothing but energy, joule. It is just a number, it's magnitude. We don't have any direction. In last sheet we have seen when theta is equal to 0, we are going to get maximum amount of work, right? That is work is equal to Fs cos theta. When theta is equal to 0, W is equal to Fs. Maximum amount of work we can get when we apply the force on the block, and the block will move in the same direction. Now when we can get 0 work, that is the work what we done is 0. See this example. Before that we should express a vector form in a general structure. A vector dot B vector is equal to AB cos theta. Here A is also a magnitude, B is also a magnitude, theta is the angle between A and B, right? So see this example. A person hold a weight in his hand like this, imagine, okay, and he is moving in this direction. Clear? He is moving in this direction. So the block movement is from left to right. Hope you can understand what I am saying. He is holding the block. The block weight of the block is acting downward, right? The weight of the block is acting downward. That is equal to F. Clear? So now we are going to calculate the work done by the man. That is very, very important. Again we are going to express in a scalar product, right? W is equal to Fs cos theta. So mg acts downwards, that is F, you know, weight, mg acts downwards, and the displacement is in this direction from left to right. What is the angle here? 90. Okay, so the work done by the man is equal to Fs cos 90. W is equal to 0. Clear? So the angle between F and S is 0, means we are going to get the maximum magnitude, because the resultant is magnitude. If the angle between F and S is 90, the work done is 0. This is called a dot product or scalar product. I repeat, a dot product of A and B gives AB cos theta. Clear? Now we are going to deal with the vector product or cross product. In scalar product, what we studied, direction of resultant along the direction of the two vectors, right? There is another situation that the resultant will be perpendicular to other vectors. Already we see the importance of direction while we apply some force on the lid of the bottle to open and close. Now we are going to see one more example. Before that, we have to study in a mathematical form, right? Already we discussed the condition like this in scalar product. Here B is a vector, okay, and we resolved B vector in two components. One is B sin theta, because it is in opposite side, right? B sin theta. Here the green color vector is B cos theta. If you want to get the resultant in the same direction, listen carefully. If you want to get the resultant in the same direction, what we have to do? We have to do dot product, that is A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. This AB cos theta is a scalar product, right? Scalar quantity. The answer is in number, magnitude alone. Because we want to get the resultant in same direction, we concentrate only on magnitude, not direction. Okay, if we want to concentrate or if we want to get a resultant with direction, what we have to do means we have to product b sin theta and a vector. Okay, there is a general structure to express a dot product, that is a dot with dot b, right? Like that we have to express cross product in this way, that is a vector cross b vector. Here a vector is in this direction and b, that is b component has two, b vector has two component, right? One is cos, another one is sin. Now we want to express in direction, so we have to take b sin theta and a vector. So ab sin theta. This product is called a vector quantity. It has direction. It has direction. Shall we see through an example? Because every time I insist we have to concentrate on direction, right? So we are going to study what will be our resultant with a cross b and b cross a. We are going to get different answer because direction is there, right? So a cross b is not equal to b cross a. A cross b is not equal to b cross a because it is a vector quantity. But a dot b is equal to b dot a. That is, in dot product, if we put a dot b, we are going to get an answer as same like b dot a, because we are dealing for magnitude, right, in dot product. Shall we see the example? Listen the video carefully. Actually here what we are doing, we are applying force in a horizontal direction. But the screw moves in a vertical direction, that is upward direction. Clear? I repeat, we are applying a force in horizontal direction, but the screw will move in upward position, right? That is vertical direction. See, did you notice? We rotate our hand in an anti-clockwise direction for loosening the screw. Clear? Now what we are going to do is we are going to tightening the screw, but the hand rotation is very important. Now we are going to apply in a clockwise direction for getting the screw into the plane, vertical direction, but the direction is into the plane. Clear? See the hand rotation carefully. Okay, I will show you again. See the hand rotation. For loosening the screw, we have to apply the force in horizontal direction but anti-clockwise movement. So the screw gets loosening vertically upward. If you want to tightening the screw, we have to apply clockwise direction. Clear? Now we are going to find the direction of the resultant vector. Using right hand thumb rule, we find the direction of the resultant vector, right? So see this diagram. The thumb indicates upward direction and the curl finger indicates these four finger, that is curl finger. Curl finger indicates the anti-clockwise direction, right? Suppose I move the a vector towards the vector of b, the resultant vector will go in this direction, that is upward direction. So hope you can understand the thumb symbol, right? Direction of thumb symbol. It is similar to the this resultant. It indicates the resultant. So the thumb indicates the resultant and these four curl finger indicates the direction of our vector, that is our rotation. Just now we seen the tightening and loosening the screw, right? Direction like that. So I repeat, if we move a vector towards a b vector, my resultant will be in the upward direction. Now see this diagram, second case. So this is b vector, this is a, right? It has an angle of theta. The angle between a vector and b vector is theta. Now what I have to do is, if I if I move the B vector towards A, okay, see the curl finger. The curl finger indicates the direction of B vector. You can hope you can understand. The curl finger shows the clockwise direction, like this, clockwise direction. Here the curl finger shows the anti-clockwise direction. So the curl finger indicates the direction of B vector. B vector moves from their initial position towards A vector. So in which direction my thumb shows? It is in downward direction. So my resultant will be in downward direction. Clear? That's why I said A cross B is not equal to B cross A. It is a very important condition in your higher studies, higher secondary portion. Throughout syllabus up to 12th standard, we have to apply this vector product. Direction is very important in electrostatic charge and magnetic field. We have to apply direction. So listen carefully. A cross B is not equal to B cross A, because A cross B has a different direction with respect to B cross A, right? If what is A cross B? AB sin theta, right? What is B cross A? BA sin theta. The magnitude will be same. It is not equal to, right? The magnitude will be same, but it shows one direction. BA sin theta will shows the opposite direction with respect to the previous condition. Clear? Shall we see how we rotate the angle, how we rotate our curl finger with respect to thumb through a video? Listen the video. I am going to do a demo for finding a direction, that is a resultant direction, using right turn thumb rule, right? So this is my A vector and this is my B vector. I am going to rotate A towards B, right? A towards B. My thumb shows upward direction, that is resultant direction. The resultant direction will go with my thumb along the direction of thumb. Now I am going to rotate B vector towards A vector, right? So my thumb shows downward direction. Okay, downward direction means the resultant vector will go downward direction. Hope you can compare these rotation with the demo of video of tightening or loosening the screw, right? Hope you can understand.